What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Inform Gnabry, the newly informed left mid. Very interesting to see. I believe, or I may be speculating here, I've heard he didn't play left mid. Very interesting to see. I don't personally know. I didn't watch the match, but I've been hearing everywhere that he did not play left mid, or that wasn't his overall position. It may be the position he was assigned, but that's what I've been hearing. He is a 4-star, which is always nice, and to be honest, is Bayern Munich. They're always going to have a lot of special cards, and this is just one to the many tallies that they'll get by the end of the game. It's a nice card. Is it going to change your FUT Champs team? Probably not, but I think this team of the week is a little bit stinky. I think team of the week 6 is going to go down as, at the minute, probably the worst team of the week, but obviously we've got so many team of the weeks to come. It won't be the absolute dreadful worst we're going to have by the end of the game at all. It's just the fact that there's no real players that are desirable this week, which is a shame. Obviously they can't control that. It is based upon who's actually playing well and who does something. Gnabry is going to be the next review. Let's get into some in-game and start from there. So if we do look into Gnabry, 4-star, very nice, 5'9", right-footed, high attacking, medium defensive, great pace with 92 acceleration, unfortunately only 78 sprint speed, which isn't amazing, but I'm glad that it's the acceleration rather than the sprint speed being higher, because I think the acceleration for me has that more impact, that quick burst of pace. You can have that turn, have that little sprint, and then pass it off. It doesn't need to be a prolonged sprint, and I think that's more where the sprint speed comes into it. And I think by then, because defenders, not necessarily OP with recovery, but if you get the right defender, they'll catch him pretty easily. Whereas the acceleration is something that you cannot kind of teach. If you've got a defender facing back and you've managed to go with that through ball, it's going to take a couple of seconds, which Gnabry then is through, can make the pass. As long as you've got help, he's going to be very deadly down that wing. And I think one thing that you'll see with Gnabry, I don't really like using the cutting tactic, because everyone knows that, especially with someone like going from the right mid to the left. They pretty much know that he is right-footed. It's very, very far and few that are say a right mid that is left-footed but then gets transferred to left mid. It's normally the other way around, that the opposite foot gets transferred because they're trying to cut in real life, which, yes, it works 9 times out of 10 if you're good enough, but in FIFA, you will only be able to do it once or twice, and then you kind of have to keep changing up the tactic. And I think with the right foot, it makes crosses a little bit kind of uncontrolled. With the 4-star weak foot, it's very nice, but there's always that chance that it's not going to be as good as his right foot. It's just preferred feet. In terms of shooting, we've got pretty average, 84. We've got good passing on the short, vision and crossing. Everything else is 70s and, well, just above 70. It's not amazing in terms of the kind of the whole stat, but in terms of the short pass and the crossing and then the vision, we can't complain too much there. We have got good dribbling, 81 composure, which I think is good enough for an 86 in form. We've got 88 dribbling, 84 ball control, 86 reactions, 89 balance, and 87 agility. As you can see on screen, I don't know why I always kind of go through them, but I like to kind of just say them out loud just to kind of reiterate how good they are sometimes. That's a very, very nice stat on the overall as well. We have the 86 there, not really too much stamina, 79, which I believe is the same as Felix. It's not going to be good enough for FUT Champs, I think, especially for a winger who's going to be running up and down them lines. For me, I just think he needs more. If you're a centre-back, you can get away with it. If you're a striker, potentially you get away with it, because more than likely you sub off your striker. If you're looking for a goal, that's the first person you're going to look at, unless it's someone like an Mbappe and Ronaldo. Then we're looking at a midfielder. But for me, I think 79 for a left mid might be just that little bit too short in my opinion. I think 80 plus, I know it's only one off, but it does make a difference. 80 plus for me is a guaranteed need. And then we do have, obviously, strength and aggression. He is 5'9", and we don't know his body type, so I can imagine it's not necessarily stocky, but it's not lean at the same time. It's somewhere in the middle, a little bit of a shorter build, being 5'9". Very interesting to see. So let's get into some gameplay, see what he did. So Gnabry down the wing, incredible. every single time, absolutely blitzing it past the defenders. He loves going down that wing, and I think it's a really nice little attribute. We do get the header straight off the bat to Felix right there, and overall just nice assisting. He's always down the wing. As you can see here, it's just a simple 1-2, managing to get him down, and we even kind of prolong it a little bit. Kante with a through ball over the top, he's already behind, and that's where the acceleration comes in. And then as you can see, the defenders start to catch up pretty easily because of that sprint speed. Obviously, if you are kind of just being a bit quicker with him, maybe going for more of the 1-2s, he's quick on the ball. He's very quick on the ball. It's mainly just the sprint speed that's the issue there. He obviously does have a little bit of skills, a little bit of weak foot, and overall we're just knocking it to him. I want to see how good he is down the wing and how good he is cutting in. We didn't get too many opportunities. Defenders were obviously seeing it straight off the bat, so it's always one of them ones you're going to have to come up against someone who just doesn't know how to defend the cutting, and that's sometimes the hardest part. When you're playing in Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, you're not playing against people who don't know how to play the game, so you're having to use the more meta tactics, going down the wing, crossing the ball in and giving it that way. It's just the kind of aim of the game, really. So if we do go into the end review for him, as you can see, we've given him a 7 out of 10. I don't think he's actually as amazing on a right mid. We've had a few upgrades, 2s and 1s, nothing too special there. He's only gone up a +1. I think 87, 88 will be something special for him. Hopefully he's back on the right, as I think I prefer him there, because he's a player that kind of goes down the wing and crosses it. It's better to have him on the kind of preferred side. I like him on the right mid. I've used his gold card for many times now, and to be honest, he's much better there. When we've used a Bundesliga squad, especially when you've got someone like a player of the month, Kramaric, someone who can head the ball, he's wonderful to play with. He gets so many assists. He's really nice down that wing. When I played him down the left, not a big fan. I think he doesn't have it. I think left mids, sometimes I use Sterling quite a lot, so I am comparing him to him a little bit, and the build, the animation don't really link up. Sterling's a very quick little player who is just gets around everybody, whereas I think Gnabry, you got to use him a little bit more smart. He's a big player, he's got a little bit about him. You want to use that 1-2 system and just absolutely blitz the 1-2s, and that's all he's good for. I think shooting wise, he's nice, but I really wouldn't rate him too highly on it. We have got some nice links though. Alphonso Davies down the left back position. We've obviously got Witsel, or flashback Witsel. You've got Werner if you wanted to change the leagues. You've got Havertz as well, another one, obviously coming from Bundesliga. And then you've got a Gundogan who potentially could get some informs. I don't know how well he's playing, but again, another Prem link right there. Then you've got Cruz, who normally gets an outer performance based, and there's plenty. Germany is on the thrive again. We've got a lot of good players coming through, and hopefully we do see plenty of informs to really make that German special squad even better, giving him more links. In terms of chemistry styles then, we are looking mainly at a Hunter. I feel like a lot of people will be playing him more in that kind of striking role, more that left forward if anything. You get the 93 pace, which gives you 99 acceleration and a really big boost on that sprint speed, but it also gives you that very, very nice shooting at 91. 96 finishing on our left mid. It's decent. I don't think it had as much of an effect. I feel like he was good still, but I think if you had a little bit more shooting prior on the base, he would be better in the overall scheme of things, which isn't a bad thing. He is only, what, 105k? It's relatively cheap for necessarily a bigger name now. He's really making a name for himself. Everybody knows who he is on FIFA especially, so it's interesting to see as he goes up, does the price even more go up? If we bought someone like a Bruno, if he was in the Liga NOS, he obviously is so much money. Put him in the Prem, he's absolutely extortionate. Same with Gnabry. Now we know his name. He's in the Bundesliga, playing for Bayern, who is always getting a full special team, either first, second or third. They tend to just do it very easily, so I can imagine he's going to have plenty of links. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. Let me know down below what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you for the next one.